Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your June 2024 reading. My name is Nigel, and you have found Alchemy. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you a question. I'm asking all the signs the same thing. There is this thing I was gifted with. It's a deck of cards for pet readings. It's called Par Mystery Dog Edition. I'm assuming you can use it for dogs and cats, but it's kind of cute. I'd like to do some readings for our pets. If you think it's stupid, please don't be afraid to actually say that in the comments. I welcome truth. So I'm just trying to feel everybody out to see if they think this is silly or if they think it's cute enough to try. Let me know in the comment section. That said, let's get started. Now, just glancing at these cards here, Gemini, I have to say this is a very specific reading, and it's interesting. A lot of Gemini readings have been that way lately, where it's been like a pigeonholed reading. It's the type of reading that's not going to encompass all Geminis or most Geminis. It's very specific. So if you find that this reading isn't hitting home for you for whatever reason, I do invite you to listen to your other signs, your other chart placements. For me lately anyway, my moon sign has been really hitting with me. So all that said, I do think that it's important that I do this reading anyway. I understand that it's probably not doing much for my for people who watch the channel and for me getting paid and all that stuff. But I do think that when I get a reading like this, it's important somebody needs to hear it. So all that said, sorry to go off. Let's start with your card of the month. You do have the Chariot, and this is Cancerian energy. It's moving ahead with something, or at least trying to. The overall vibe of the month seems to be you wanting to move ahead with something, you wanting to move past something, you wanting to gain momentum in a direction. The moon here tells us that it may not be an easy thing to accomplish this month. You may feel confused. You may feel out of sorts. The moon does tell us to definitely rely on our intuition more than anything else. Could be an emotional time. It could very well be a confusing time. Things that under the light of the moon, things can appear strange. They can appear confusing at the very least. You do have the office here, and you might work in an office. This might be very direct and to the point, but for many of you, this is just a card of delegating and maybe being overwhelmed in whatever you are trying to accomplish. Maybe you're trying to accomplish it alone, and this is your money card for the month. So if you look at it, that's a money card, and it does say delegating more can help you increase your earnings. So I'm getting the feeling off this card that for many of you, you might be trying to accomplish too much by yourself. You may feel overwhelmed. You may feel confused this month. You are trying to move ahead nonetheless. As far as your relationships go, you have these two cards here, and it says relationship, commitment, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend. And it also says a second chance. This relationship deserves a second chance. This might be what you're thinking, Gemini. This might be what the other person's thinking, and there might be an actual fact. Maybe the relationship does deserve a second chance. Only you know the idea. Well, we're going to clarify much of this. We're going to move through the whole reading, and then we're going to go back and clarify everything. So if you're confused, just hold on there. Let's look at these cards now. This is the beginning of your month, the middle of your month, and the end of your month. So at the beginning of the month, you may feel powerless, honestly. You may feel very powerless to make these changes, to move ahead. Some of you may even feel manipulated. You may feel that someone's using their position of power against you. You have the Ten of Swords here, so that you may feel like you're at the bottom of the barrel. You may feel like the only way to go from here is up, because you can't go any further down than you already are. You, of course, may be feeling that someone stabbed you in the back at the beginning of the month. Or you may just feel defeated in general here, Gemini. I'm trying to keep these cards to where I could see everything. You do have Temperance, and this did come in sideways. And, you know, when my cards come in sideways, there's a choice. So at the beginning of the month, there's going to be a choice that you have to make. And being that it came in sideways, it can go either way. The Temperance card does stand for Sagittarius. It also is the alchemist. It's somebody who can change one thing into another. And you may not be feeling it. You may feel very powerless. I mean, these are very powerless cards. These are cards of someone who feels almost like a victim to something. And you may feel unable to alchemize the result you want at the beginning of the month. The mid-month, you may get a hit on your finances. This is the 10 of coins. There may be something that you were hoping for that doesn't come in mid-month, or perhaps you get a hit to your finances in some way. You do have the Wheel of Fortune in the middle of your reading, and that does mean that the wheel is turning constantly. That does mean that whatever is going on, I hate to say this because I absolutely hate hearing it, but it's almost meant to be happening to you, if that makes sense. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright does change. It is a change of direction. It is a change of fortune. And when it's upright like this, I can't help but feel that it's somehow needed, if that makes sense. You do have the 4 of coins here in reverse. So I'm going to further say that your money is taking a hit between the 10 of coins in reverse and the 4 of coins in reverse. Maybe the money that comes in is leaving just as quickly. You're finding it hard to hold on to your finances. You're going through some sort of a pain. It could be a pain. It could be a deception. It could be just you hitting rock bottom. You have here at the end of the month, let's look at this. You do have the 4 of Cups in reverse, and that's good. I mean, the 4 of Cups and the upright, it does look precarious, right? He's blindfolded. He's trying to walk with a couple of buckets. He's about to trip over that bucket. The 4 of Cups traditionally is someone who is pretty much navel gazing and being sad about things that happened. But this is in reverse. And I think at the end of the month here, you I don't know, something happens here, Gemini, where at the end of the month you step into a different frame of mind. And this is further told to us here by the 8 of coins. This is you working on something. So you step out of a sort of victim mentality and you step into a promise to yourself to work on things. You are disappointed here at the 9 of Cups in reverse. There may have been something you were trying to manifest that did not come to fruition. So if we look at this, we look at feeling powerless with the Emperor in reverse. Perhaps even feeling manipulated by someone in a position of power. You have loss of money. But in the end, you have yourself lifting yourself up out of this victimhood into an action card. You do have the 10 of Swords. That's victimhood. There's something that turns around. I mean, you could look at this, right? The 10 of Swords, feeling like you're at your lowest of low. The Wheel of Fortune turns and you start working on something again. You're coming with a choice at the beginning of the month, a choice of what to do, what to alchemize, how to alchemize it, losing some money. And I think the money is key because that might be what you were trying to manifest here. It looks like that. It looks like this relationship here is almost peripheral. It's just a whole different issue, right? The money seems to be the main issue for you this month. I'm feeling that pretty strongly. You are feeling overwhelmed. You're trying to move ahead. You feel overwhelmed. You feel confused. You have this relationship that may deserve a second chance, but I think that you're so focused on this that's taking a back seat. you know, what you may not see coming in the future here is definitely, you know, the Four of Wands in this deck is socializing. But you may, the Four of Wands traditionally is a happy home, right? It's, what you may not see coming in the future is a second chance for this relationship, and the toxicity with the Devil in reverse leaving your life, Capricorn energy, saying bye-bye. That's very good. That's what you may not see coming. And here at the bottom of this deck, and this is something I didn't do for the video before you, but what's interesting is the golden rose is something that's hidden, something that you cannot see, something of value in the center of this rose. And this is what you don't see coming. There is something of value here that you either don't have time to look at, don't have the head to look at, or perhaps aren't seeing presently. But I do see something picking up for you after the smoke clears from this. Now, if we go into your warnings here, there is stress ahead of you. You are going to feel stress. That is a warning. You may feel some sense of defeat here, for sure. And that is part of your warnings too. And you have the moon in reverse, which is interesting. Remember when I said the moon is sort of confusing? This is delusion. Now these tarot cards I generally use as oracles. So I go by what's on the card rather than my interpretation of the moon in general. And this is the card of delusion. So you are being warned not to be delusional, to accept the defeat that happens this month is temporary, and you're going to be stressed out. Here in the blessings column, let's look. You do have something that you might be celebrating here. It's something unexpected that you may not see. It does say workaholic on here, but it is a success card. And so I do think in the end here, Gemini, you're going to receive something. You're going to receive something that you may not expect. You may receive help. It does say charity here. And yeah, you know, with the Six of Pentacles here, you may receive help from a source that you either aren't expecting help from, or perhaps not expecting more help from. You are going to be receiving help in some way to help with the situation, and that is a blessing for you, okay? And you do have the Wheel of Fortune in the center of your reading. The wheel is turning. It just may not feel that way to you right now. Let's clarify some of this with the vice versa deck. These cards are not read in reverse, but they are read flipped. So they're double-sided cards. So let's see. Show me the beginning of the month for Gemini. All right, Gemini. So here you have the Page of Swords in reverse. You may, it's not reverse, it's actually flipped on this side. I have to stop saying reverse, right? Just this side of the page. This looks like a message that you were waiting for that just doesn't come. There's something you're waiting on that didn't come, and that may be why you're feeling so low. That may be why you're feeling so powerless. You may be feeling like you cannot alchemize. You want to, and you can't. That's the beginning of the month, and the mid-month here for there's some message, and the message might be about money, or some sort of outlet that was going to help you. You end up not, it doesn't come through. It doesn't come through the way you want to at the beginning of the month. Show me mid-month, please. Show me mid-month for, yeah. So you have the Ten of Coins in reverse. You also have the Four of Coins in reverse. Loss of money in the mid-month. You may feel like you're heading towards a storm here. You know, this would be the Knight of Wands in its natural state, and this is the Knight of Wands heading into a storm, almost heading into battle. I think that you are going to be battling people here. You're going to have conflict. I believe that lightning strike means conflict in some way. There's going to be conflict this month. Show me the end of the month. Show me the end of the month, please. you have the moon. And, you know, interesting, you have the moon yet again here, Gemini. And this side of the moon is the eclipse. And, you know, there is something that might have kicked this off during eclipse season back in March. So you let me know in the comments if that's true. But this is a dark, confusing time for you. This is Cancerian energy, but this moon came out 3 times, one way or the other. Here, here, and here. And the moon can be very confusing, very, you might be feeling very emotional under the light of the moon. You may be feeling very confused. You have 2 towers here that are hollow. You have, if you look at this, you have this eclipse connecting to her head. This eclipse season, and the season is from eclipse to eclipse, so from March to perhaps September. You may be feeling very confused, very hollow, very lost. It may be a feeling of being lost. You do have what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. You do have the Piscean card of knowing. So I think what's coming after this seems to be better. It definitely seems to be better. It just seems to be a very tough month for somebody out there. Let's clarify some of these warnings. Show me the warnings for Gemini, please. Let's clarify these warnings. Clarify these warnings for Gemini, please. Clarify these warnings for Gemini. Too many cards. Clarify these warnings. This flipped. Yep. Okay. Remember when I said this moon card here in your warnings said delusional? This is pretty much the same thing. This is the card of delusion in many, many ways. Now, this is the card of Aquarius. This is the card of healing. This is the star, wishes coming true, blah, blah, blah. On this side, there is some hope. You have hope here, you know, with the rose. But look at, she's looking at a person and a man, and this could go either way. I mean, she's looking at something that isn't really there. You see how it's sort of just a figment of her imagination. It's not really a person. It is something that is the outline of a person, and it is a sort of delusion. So a delusion is a very big part of your month as far as warnings go. And look at the bottom of the deck, we have this again. You are going to come into, and I'm going to leave this out, you are going to come into a period of knowing here, Gemini. This month looks difficult. This month looks like a very difficult month for you. Let's look at your blessings. Show me the blessings for Gemini, please. Yeah, perfect. You do have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles is on this side, it would be you collaborating with someone else to start a new path with money, with success, with goals. And on this side, it's you doing it alone. But it is a blessing. You're going to get past this. You're going to get past all this negative energy with money, and you're going to step into a good energy with money, but it is precarious. You are doing this alone. This is very, very difficult, but all the cards that come up, and even at the bottom of the deck here, you have you working on something with long-term, it's longevity. There is something you're working on for long-term success. You're going to come into a period of knowing with this Piscean card. There is something hidden that's positive, a hidden treasure. Your toxicity will be leaving your life, and you're going to get your Four of Wands. But this looks difficult. It looks very difficult for someone. My heart goes out to you, whoever you are. But this relationship this is something you're probably not looking at seriously right now, only because it looks like you are bogged down with actual real life stuff. But I have to tell you, this relationship is probably either going to get a second chance, or that's something that you may want to look at in the future when you have the head for it. I'm shuffling this deck in an odd way because it's a very large deck. Extremely cumbersome. Okay. I'll put that to the side. Grab this. Let us clarify a little further. Show me the beginning of the month for Gemini, please. The beginning of the month for Gemini. Show me the beginning of the month for Gemini. You have, beware, Gemini, you can't make this up. Beware of self-delusion. There is something you are not seeing clearly. You may be deluded as to something that you feel is coming in for you that isn't. That could be for some of you, but there is delusion over and over again on the table. 1, 2, 3. Be very wary of that. Show me mid-month. Show me mid-month for Gemini. You have dissatisfaction with life. I would say so, especially mid-month. It seems like you are battling something here, Gemini. Let me take the other half of this deck. This is a very difficult deck to handle. Show me the end of the month for Gemini. Show me the end of the month for Gemini. The end of the month, it says you'll be receiving a precious gift. And remember when I said you're going to be receiving help here? I do believe that you are going to be receiving help from someone, from a source here. Show me the warnings. Show me the warnings. May. This could have started in May. You could have had problems stemming from May of this year. There is a warning here about May. There is a warning here about May. There is something that could have went down in May to start this downward spiral. Normally, I would say that might be someone's birthday, but I'm really not feeling it. I do think that May is somehow a key month in this situation. Show me these blessings for Gemini, please. Show me these blessings for Gemini. It says you have obstacles to overcome, but you do overcome them, Gemini. I know that you probably don't, you're not feeling it right now. You're not going to be feeling it for most of this month, but you are going to overcome obstacles. All the cards at the bottom of the deck say so. It's not just one source, it's many sources. This is going to be a difficult month for someone, though. Give me something for Gemini for June. I'll take both. You have North Node, cosmic purpose. I'm sorry that I'm sniffling into the microphone. I have bad allergies this time of year. But you have divine feminine. You might be a divine feminine. You might be tapping into, whether you're male or female, you might be tapping into your divine feminine. With the moon so many times on this table, the moon is a very feminine energy. It's intuitive, and that is another indication that your intuition here is very key to getting through this month. You are finding out what your purpose is, your life's purpose. This looks like a very rocky road for someone. Looks like a very difficult task. At the bottom of this deck, you do have integration, and the integration is this union. You know, you may not have the head for this month. Maybe you do. Maybe some of you do. I do believe many of you don't, though. That this is on the back burner. But keep in mind that I do think a chance to resurrect this relationship will come again. And wouldn't you know it? You have yet again illusions, confusion, Neptune energy, delusion, confusion, illusion, Neptune, rose-colored glasses. Beware of self-delusion. Delusion over here. Please be careful. There's too many cards stating that you are deluding yourself about something here, Gemini. You need to open your eyes. You need to take off these rose-colored glasses and see things for what they are. I feel that this reading isn't over yet. Why do I feel that way? let us, sorry about that. Let's pull one more card. Here, pull one of these. For Gemini, please. Whoop. All right, I'll take 2 for Gemini. Why not? Breakthrough. Yep, you're going to have a breakthrough after this month. It says yin and yang. You are dark, I am light. When you are strong, I am weak. When you are weak, I am strong. This could very well be the relationship that we talked about, but you are going to have a breakthrough when it comes to your money and your situation, Gemini. You do have the bottom of the deck, you have home, and I do believe that is your 4 of Wands here, peeking out, showing us a little bit of something of your future. You may not want to hear this, but I do think that this situation is something that was meant to happen to you so you could see things more clearly. I think you have been deluding yourself about a situation. It's time to open your eyes, my dear fellow air sign. I will see you very soon. We're going to be doing all kinds of cool things. This office, my studio, is going to be up and running probably next week. So keep definitely like, share, and subscribe. I will see you soon, Gemini. Namaste.